Mike, what are you eating? That looks amazing.
Oh, this? It's just a delicious Elsinore burrito from El Ranchito Taco Shop.
Is that nacho cheese sauce and hot Cheetos?
Nacho cheese, hot Cheetos, and their mouth-watering carne asada. And I'm dipping it in their creamy guac.
Creamy guac. Yum.
Giggity.
I guess this is a great time to remind everyone that if they're ever in the Inland Empire area, visit Ray at El Ranchito Taco Shop.
Yeah, totally. Check them out on facebook.com/Ranchito Elsinore.
Or on their Instagram at Ranchito Elsinore.
Now I want me some Elsinore burrito and some of that creamy guac.
Giggity.
I can always give you some of my creamy guac, Jake. Just ask.
El Ranchito Taco Shop, Lake Elsinore.
More than just great Mexican food.
Very nice.
I thought it was Jaws.
How dare you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, y'all.
That's all we can use legally.
Welcome to the Customer States Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything in the automotive industry.
That's right.
Industry.
And for those of you who celebrated, happy fucking St. Patty's Day.
St.
I
Patty's
hope
Day.
y'all had some bomb-ass drinks. Speaking of bombs,
Don't drink and drive.
we had an ICB earlier
Yes, we
Yes.
did. Oh, we did.
on the live stream.
My first one, actually.
It was my first one, too. I was a virgin.
high five.
We popped each other's cherries.
Yes, we did.
Anyways,
If only you could have not spilled it all over yourself.
Well, it's fine.
I
Everybody likes a little spillage from now and then.
She's got tiny little hands.
think before we get into introductions, we're going to crack this open, right?
Everybody pop it open.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you guys have a problem, I don't.
Oh, what?
Oh my gosh, Jacob's spewing everywhere.
Jake, you came
You know
on.
It's
what?
a Guinness.
That's
It does
because he
that.
made fun of me.
It can do that.
You
Yeah.
guys,
In a can, it can do that.
Yeah.
top of the podcast to you.
Hey, nice.
Oh, top of the
Wait, what was that
podcast for ya.
noise? What was that noise? Oh my god.
I heard,
we
I
have
heard some
surprises.
pouring in the background.
I heard pouring,
There's
too.
surprises
We have
brewing.
surprises for y'all. I'm Eric Montenegro, heavy line technician for Ford for over 4 years now. And to my left is the bodacious Allie Paul.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Oh my god, couldn't be.
Gabe! Holy crap,
Put the
Gabe!
hand in the cookie jar.
What's up, guys? I'm Allie Paul. I do warranty for two
Barely.
car lines for Volkswagen and warranty. I've been barely doing it for about 13 years now, so I kind of know what I'm doing by now, a little bit. To my left, I had to take a breath. I got out of breath.
Oh, God.
You take my breath away. Because to my left is my fiance, Jacob Rikus.
I'm your husband at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, common law. 9 years of endless
Bliss.
happiness.
9 years.
9. So I am Jake, and I do things allegedly.
Just a few of them.
Just a few of them.
Shenanigans?
Yes.
All the shenanigans.
I'm a punching bag, and I collect pens, and I turn around in my chair just the right way. But
And where does your
it's
chair
almost
sit?
kind of like a
my
swivel,
chair sits
right?
behind a computer. I do nothing else. I just stare at it. Everybody yells at me. That's a good thing.
Do you write service or do you advise customers?
I think I did pretty good this week.
Are you a secretary?
Yes,
He's
I'm
a
a technic.
mechanic.
I'm a mechanic secretary.
That's right.
So, but anyways, I'm a service advisor by trade. I've been doing it a couple of years, and I'm still here. So there we go. And to my left, and over here somewhere, it's right in this general area,
But
we have
maybe,
a very special guest, Mr. Wiedebush.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Brady Weaverbush. I work at Bear Ford in Comanche, Texas. I am a professional Ford phaser replacer.
Bobbing.
I have been starting working on transmissions, pretty much anything gasoline wise. Do work on diesels, bumper to bumper. Pretty much being a smaller dealership, you have to work on everything. So,
Yep.
And then to my way left, from where I'm sitting across states,
Left.
is the Podfather, the hat wearer, Mike Sarah.
Mike!
Hello, Michael.
I have to ring the bell. I'm sorry. That was
Happy St. Patty's
awesome.
Day, Michael.
Thank you. And to all of our listeners and to all of you in the studio and outside of the studio, Brady, Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. I raise
Part
a
of the
glass.
top cast to you.
So I would like you guys to know that the crackables that I chose for you both are green,
They are green.
And
They are
we're
green.
drinking Guinness.
and we're drinking Guinness.
And I had an ICB earlier.
We all had an ICB.
My name is Mike Serra.
Is it now?
Senior Master Technician,
Are you now?
Sure.
Shop Foreman, Transmission Technician.
Is you now?
Really?
Yes. Now
Get on with your poor sorry life.
we're ready to get going.
Today, Junior.
So there was actually something that Brady, you had wanted to talk about. I believe you have a first story.
Maybe
Oh,
a second story.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
about sloppy.
Is it sloppy?
Yeah, I had some sloppy seconds from another. I don't know if he's a mechanic or not. I don't know. It's a guy. He comes in every now and then. Normally, I'm having to reprogram PCMs in Rangers or program keys. Don't know what he does, but he brought a Mustang into me. He brought in a 2012 Mustang. He just put a transmission in it. Wanted me to reprogram the transmission. Well, the sticker for the numbers I need was wiped off. So I had to pull the pan to get to the ones that are on the main control valve body.
Oh yeah.
Well, even without the correct calibration in it, it'll still move. So I went to start it to move it just to see. I didn't know if he had put fluid in it or not or whatever. So I just kind of started real quick, put it in gear, and see if it engaged. It didn't engage, so I killed it. Pushed it up on the rack. Pulled pan. He had a aftermarket pan gasket that was not one. It was like those rubbery, not the cork style, but it looks like a cork one. They leak every time I've seen them. So I knew he had opened up the pan before and got some stuff replaced in there.
Okay.
Well, I go to put it back together, and the pan doesn't fit back on. He had replaced the transmission filter with a different transmission filter. I'm guessing for a 4-wheel drive F-150 because it's still a six. It's still the 6R80. Yeah, it's still the same transmission, but the snout for the pickup was lower, so it was actually sealing itself off of the pan at the bottom. Because when I pulled the trans pan, it had fluid in it, so I was really confused of why it didn't engage until I went to go put it back on, and he had put the wrong filter in it. Then I had to put a filter in it and some other stuff to finally get it all back right. So then I got it back together and put the code in and everything, and it was stuck in 5th gear. So
Nice.
not my problem no more. Told him to come get it. I was like, you either pay me DAG for me to figure out what's wrong with this one that you got from a junkyard, or you can just come get it.
Did he come get it?
Oh yeah, he came and got it.
Okay.
Do not
But
go.
yeah, I don't know what the guy does. Normally he brings me Rangers like Mike's. That it's always, I guess the first thing he does whenever he works on those is replace the PCM. Because I've reprogrammed, I don't know, like 10 PCMs for this guy for like 04, 03 Rangers.
Doesn't matter what the problem is.
No, it doesn't matter what it is. He'll break it in, tell me what's wrong with it, say I need the PCM reprogrammed, and I'll just look it up like, that's not going to fix it. But all right, whatever.
Nice.
Sure, give me your money, and then when it doesn't fix the problem, you can pay me to actually diagnose the vehicle.
I try to tell him, and it just doesn't. It doesn't
Never
sink
works.
in. So
Quick question for you, Mike, and you, Eric, with that's your problem, it ain't got no gas in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what that's originally from?
Yes, I do. That's
Okay.
why I said it.
Okay, so he knows. Do you know?
Enlighten me.
You do not know.
No, enlighten me.
Everyone's been like participating. I assumed everybody knew what it was from. Do you know what it's from?
Well, Jake told me what it's from.
So what's it from, Eric?
It's from a movie
Called?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember the name of the movie. I know the scene specifically,
Do you know, Brady?
and
I can't think of the movie name, but I know it.
it was Billy Bob Thornton,
Yes.
right? Yes, and I think he was.
It ain't got no gas in it.
Yeah,
No, it's not
if
bad.
I don't
It ain't got
mistaken,
no gas.
if I'm not mistaken, he was mentally challenged. He had
Oh.
autism.
Correct.
He had autism.
Sling Blade.
Yes.
Yeah, Sling Blade.
Is it Sling Blade?
Potty.
We actually had a parts guy we called Sling Blade because he sounded just like him.
Bless his heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Whenever I started, I didn't know his name was anything else until he left. And then somebody said, so-and-so left. And I was like, who's that? They're like, Sling left. I was like, oh, okay.
I've had a couple guys
Steve
like
left
that.
the dealership.
I've had a couple guys like that at the dealership where I didn't know Skeeter's real name
Right.
until like years until we hung out with him at his house.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, that's Mike.
Yep.
Not you, Mike.
Well,
Different Mike.
Well,
Mike.
There's another Mike.
Yeah. Izzy
There cannot be.
Izzy the porter?
His name's not Izzy?
No, his name is Israel, but
Oh, I knew
everybody
that.
used to call him X.
Oh, I don't give it to you.
It was just X, and we don't know really why it stuck. It
and
just
then
was
we had
X.
a guy named Miley.
Maybe he got around.
I still don't know his name.
Thank you.
Oh, solitary
wondering.
ding.
Just one.
I've got
Hashtag sell the bell singular.
I've got multiple dings tonight, so I'm pretty stoked on that.
Bitch.
Dings in your brain.
Oh my god!
I love you.
So, Brady, unless you want to expand on the first sloppy seconds one, I have another one that you would want to talk about, which actually I think is a great subject.
It's great.
Do you know which one I'm talking about? Big dealer versus small dealer?
Yeah. The difference between working at big dealers and small dealers, and how things in big dealers and things in small dealers, you can't run the same style operation. You can't. A lot of things you can't bring from a big dealer to a small dealer and it work.
Right.
It's just not how that happens.
Right.
Also, like the overhead management. When I worked at a bigger dealer, we had people making decisions in the shop that I never saw them walk through the shop. I never saw them talk to anybody, any of the techs, nothing like that. They just made decisions based off of numbers, and to me, that didn't really equate for like a lot of good calls because they didn't know exactly what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like, what
then
kind of decisions do they make? Like just financial dealership, financial things, decisions? Sorry.
Probably putting in lifts here and there, or changing the technicians' bays around and moving this.
Yeah, like a bigger dealer I was at, they decided they wanted to go to be a medium duty truck dealership. So like your F750s, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, short story, we had those rental Penske trucks,
Mhm.
right? This was one of the big ones, the big long bed on it, right? And the way this shop was set up, you had two entryways that were lengthwise that had stalls on both sides. Well, it was having issues, and I was going to bring it inside the shop because I'm not working on it outside the shop. And I see your hand motions there. And then so I went and talked to the foreman. I was like, hey, I got this truck. It's big. It's going to take up a lot. It's going to block off a lot of stalls. They want us working on this. I'm not working. I can't work on this outside because I need internet connection.
Right.
Which side do you want this thing in on? Who do you want me to block? And what do you want me to do? He's like, pull it in here. I was like, all right, cool. So I pulled it in there. I blocked off 9 bays. I blocked off 9 bays. Started working on it. Had some computer issues and some programming issues. The parts and service director walked through and saw it parked there and saw it was blocking bays. So he walks up to it and he's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm working on this truck. He goes, why don't you work on this outside? I was like, because my tools are in the shop. I need internet, which is in the shop. And I work in a shop. I don't work underneath the shade tree. The reason why this is here. So he started getting upset. And the foreman walked over. I was like, yeah, this is why we don't need to be working on these. But he was pretty heated because he wanted to say more, but pretty much he couldn't because we told them this is not going to work out. And they wanted to push it and push it and push it. And then I don't think we worked on very many of that.
We have a size limit at our dealership, and it's usually about 24 to 26 feet.
Yeah.
What? Who said that?
24 to 26 feet is the size limit at our dealership for like motorhomes, big
Only if she's
450,
5'3".
550, chassis cab.
Right. But also just the type of work you get is different between a big dealership and a small dealership. Because y'all are in the city, in town.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all probably see a lot more cars, a lot more Fusions, Escapes, Edges, that kind of stuff.
All the Escapes and Edges.
So wait, do you consider yourself a smaller dealership or a larger dealership?
Smaller.
Oh, we were a small dealership. The other dealership I was talking about was one I used to work at.
Okay.
This
smart.
Comanche's small. Like, we're real small. We have 5 techs, and that's it. We have
Yeah.
5 techs, 1 service advisor, 1 parts manager, a parts
One
guy,
service
service
advisor?
manager. That's it.
Holy shit.
Whoa.
Oh my
So you're
God.
Yeah,
actually
she gets ran ragged, and she does a hell of a job for what she's got put on her.
Well,
good on her.
Shout
Hey,
out-
if you're listening,
shout out to her.
yes, good job.
I was going to
But
say, in comparison, we've got 6 techs, manager, and 2 riders.
And that's just on the one side.
And that's on the, it's just on the
yeah.
boss's
So on the
side.
other side, we have 3 riders.
Like 12 techs, 9 techs.
No, that's way too many. So 4 techs, 5 techs now.
Oh, just everybody's a tech. I'm
And-
not,
and-
lubies are separate.
Well, and 3 lubies.
Yeah.
And the liability.
exactly.
and liability. So like what we see, y'all have Anastasia for y'all's diesel.
Anastasia.
Dystasia. Yeah.
Dystasia.
Anastasia, whatever, however it is. I
Nasty age.
forget. Nasty Asia. Anyways, so our diesels, we probably have 2 to 3 people that do primarily diesel work at a time, and we actually haul in a lot of trucks from West Texas all the way to us to work on them.
You know what?
Wow.
Speaking of Texas, and because it's still freedom over there.
Wait, before you continue on, we saw Anastasia on the way in today.
And we honked at her and waved, and she just kind of looked at Allie like, "Who the fuck
I
is
don't.
this?"
I think it was not her in her car. Did she drive her car today?
Yes, she drove her car.
Yeah, so it must have been her.
If her man has those tiny little twig chicken arms, I'd be
She will
surprised.
resent you for that.
He's a race car driver. He's got better things.
But so Brady, with you being in one of the last actual freedom states here in the United States, a couple of questions for you. Number one, what's your gas at right now per gallon?
So the 87 octane's like getting pretty close to $4.
Oh my god!
Oh my God.
Inconceivable.
That is cheap as hell.
Yeah,
Yeah, diesel's at 5.
oh god.
Oh my God.
For
Oh my God.
87 octane, I paid $6.24 yesterday.
Yeah, now I'm out.
Yeah. So is that like your guys' is that like your guys' median is right around almost $4, like 380, 394?
No, like right now or normally?
Right now.
And what?
Right now, about $4 right now.
And I was gonna say, what regularly you guys are like $2.
At one point in time, we were like almost $1.80 something. I think. Like it was cheap. It was like $2.20 like a
Wow.
year ago, a year and a half ago.
A year ago? I was about to say like in the 90s.
A year and a half ago, we were still at almost $4 a gallon.
Hi. If any jobs open up in your business office, I will consider moving.
There's plenty of jobs open at Bearford. Come on down.
Let's do it.
I've already been initiated.
I've
I've already done the hot.
Brady, you'll have to help me out, man. I've got my job for my bunker, my gun safe, my house, my ranch.
So I texted Anastasia. I said, so I heard you had people honking and waving at you today. She said, at first I was like, who on earth is that? Then I was like, oh, hi. So she didn't know it was you guys. She recognized
Like,
you.
I was such a dork. I'm wearing a green. You can see it, Brady. I'm wearing my green tiara.
And everyone else watching right now.
Yeah, and everyone else watching, and I'm
Hi.
sticking my head out the window, like off the off ramp of the freeway, like, hi.
Acting the fool.
Acting a fool.
Yeah, because we know each other. Well, I stopped by and saw Eric with the MX30 the other day,
Right.
and she wasn't there.
That's the horrible electric car, by the way.
It's
yeah,
cute.
it's fun to drive though. Like that would be perfect for my daily driver because I don't go anywhere. My house is what, maybe a 5-minute drive.
Mile
Not
and
even.
a half.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it's
3-minute drive.
It's close enough.
Mine's a half a mile.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I could probably walk
What's
there
that
in
in
like
freedom units?
10, 15 minutes.
Nice.
Real quick, I have something that I separated from another episode, and it was so shocking to me at the time that I separated from the episode. And I want to play the soundbite right now, and I want to have a discussion about it live.
I feel like we're
Okay.
comfortable.
Well, before we do that, do we want to introduce everybody who might not remember that Brady and his Comanche, Texas, Bearford people are the people who initiated us with the hot sauce?
Yeah, with
Like,
Satan's
just in
blood.
case you didn't
Satan's
make
blood.
that connection as a listener.
Yes, go ahead and expand upon that.
So they
Exactly
were
what
like
she
some
just
of
said.
our big like first time fans, like as another dealership to like our podcast. Like a lot of people, they're in the family over there.
Oh,
All 5 of them.
and we are in their family. It's
and
great.
And the fact that they don't hate us because we're Californians is a huge win.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, we hate you. We're just pretending.
No, you don't hate y'all.
Hate you.
What'd you say?
Y'all are still over there, so we don't hate y'all.
But if we came
I'm
over
kidding.
there,
I'm
yeah.
Get any closer, and then
So does that still stand?
Does
or-
that job offer still stand?
Come on down.
So when they did their comeback video
Do not come.
of the
I'm
because
gonna come.
because what had happened is
I'm
in the
gonna come.
in the beginning we had done multiple drops of the Satan's blood chili extract,
multi-drops, yes.
multi drops, and what they were doing was they had just done like, what was it, tip of the toothpick?
Okay, so yeah, we just did, because it's an extract, it's hot as hell. So you just do like the tip of a screwdriver. You don't do a whole drops inside of a spoon.
I'm a drinker.
But I can't really say much because, excuse me, because we didn't tell y'all on how to do it. We just said, here it is, have fun.
I got this pictures that showed up as this like crazy hot sauce extract thing or whatever. And, like, I don't know how to serve it to people, so like I'll dip a little bit out in a spoon.
We had
Right.
like
Well,
fancy silver spoons.
we have a tech that actually eats it on crackers.
Oh my god, his stomach lining is like non-existent
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
Ulcers.
So we actually called out the Bearford people and said, hey, like, we did the whole spoon, you guys got to do it. And so they did it. They sent us a video, and I felt like a baby back bitch because I died, you guys. If you go back to the episode, listen to it if you're new. It's a great episode. It's
She
just
took
the
off her
end.
top and laid her boobies on the floor.
No, I
Yes, she
was
did.
It was her
wearing
back
my
on the
bra.
floor.
It was to cool off,
She
and I had to
flopped.
lay
Yeah.
on the tiles to cool my body because immediately my stomach starts cramping. We're eating.
You guys are lapping up
vanilla
ice cream
ice
over the
cream.
fridge. Over the sink.
the
Wow, over the
sink.
fridge.
Well,
That's impressive.
yeah, well.
I'm not that tall.
Me and Mike are like, okay, we'll live.
Yeah, I was fine.
So,
So on my end, whenever that all happened, y'all guys did it. I was listening to the podcast. I normally listen to it on Mondays in the morning, kind of get my week started. So I listened to it Monday morning, and I hear y'all guys do it or whatever. Or Jake called us out and said this is a challenge from the Californians challenging the Texans, which is the wrong thing to say.
it was
So.
a thing to say because you guys responded.
So I went to a couple of the texts there, and I was like, hey, we got called out. They said it's California versus Texas with the Satan's blood. They did 3 to 4 drops. We need to one-up them. So one of them goes, I like shots of Fireball. So we decided we were going to do the 3 or 4 drops in the spoon and then do a shot of Fireball afterwards. So we did that and sent it.
That
And-
fireball.
my God.
That fireball looked so icy cold and delicious.
It came straight out of a freezer. So it was super cold,
Yeah.
but it
Did
did
it-
not help any.
It
It
didn't.
didn't.
help.
There was no helping. It did not make it any bit better.
You threw cinnamon on top of
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah. Yeah, it on top of alcohol. It was not a very good combination.
The-
So we ended the video. Do what?
I was going to say, before I forget, because I keep wanting to tell you this or message you, the next challenge we're going to do is, do you know what Malort is?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I'm going to get a bottle of Malort and I'll send it to you, and we'll do a Malort challenge. It is...
She lives in Chicago.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. We
yeah.
can get it. It is the worst tasting liquor in the world. And it's really hard to explain, but it's kind of like drinking tire fire.
So okay, so you're tasting burnouts.
Essentially, yeah.
Essentially, but yeah, it's a good time, man. When you want to see people's like reactions and their faces turn inside out, it's a good time.
Okay, so
Alright,
you
so
were
you said
saying.
that. Anyways, so we got done with that. We ended the video, and it was me, Terry, the other techs, one of our loop techs, who he's Mexican, and he took it like a champ. Like nothing ever, like nothing touched him. He just like took it and walked off, and went straight back to work. And I was like, all right, whatever. It hit me. I wasn't very happy about it. It hit a little harder than what it did before, but it wasn't too bad. Kyle, one of my friends who works for one of the other techs, it hit him really hard. His face immediately turned red, about the color of Eric's shirt. I mean, like a light switch. It came on.
Wow.
Terry had his wife go and get him ice cream, and he sat there and ate a little quart of Bluebell ice cream for about an hour. And the service advisor that did it with us sat there for like 2 minutes, left, went back to the office, and a customer showed up right after, so he had to go help a customer. So then he brings the customer in the shop, and I'm the first where I'm located at. You can, from the service office, the service advisor's podium looks directly at my stalls. And next to the service office is the waiting room, which has windows that look directly at my stalls. So I feel like a monkey in the zoo because people are always looking at me and watching me. So I'm the first one that's sitting there. So he comes out, he goes, man, I need help. And I was like, what's going on? And he goes, these people need some odd work done. I don't know, there's like a key program or something. And I can't really talk to him. So I got you. It's fine. So I went out there and handled all that because he was hurting pretty good.
Wow, that is amazing.
That was.
I would love to see the video of that.
That was horrible, but it was a good time.
So
Yeah.
before we go to break, I have this little soundbite that I have sampled,
Yeah, we have to hear it.
and I wanna play this and discuss it, have a discussion on it.
Do it.
Okay, well,
Do it.
here we go.
Everyone here knows how to drive stick except for one person.
I do not. God. Never.
Yeah,
learned.
we need to talk about that.
I was waiting to see.
We need to talk about that right now.
Wait, do I have to play it one more time
No,
so
say
that
it
everybody
again.
knows it?
Zero talking.
All right, everybody shut the up.
Everyone here knows how to drive stick except for one person.
I do not. Never learned.
Hi, Jakey.
Hi, everybody.
Well, so Jake's not going to steal my truck.
Yeah, right? You're safe.
So
Anti or a millennial anti-theft device.
correct. So
You're a millennial.
We are.
Am I?
All three.
I'm
all four of
pretty
us
sure
are.
we
All four.
all
We're
probably
millennials,
Brady
yes.
too.
yeah, Brady.
No, I'm out of it by a year.
Oh no shit.
Oh,
So
okay.
Wait, when do you think millennials started?
I was born in darkness. You merely adopted it.
Oh god.
Oh.
Execute Order
the most-
66.
1980.
Yeah, 1980.
Yeah.
You're in it.
You're 79.
69 is the better number.
19.
Nice.
10 years off
Yeah,
from
Brady,
greatness.
if you want to answer, like, how old are you?
Me, 26.
Oh, he's
Oh
after.
yeah, he's after.
He's
Right.
Is that Gen Z?
Z?
That's
Is it
Z.
Z?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you're in
Gen Z.
the new generation.
It's a weird deal because where mine's at is early 96. It ended in 95, but some people think that the millennial ended in 97. So like
Yeah.
that little period of 96 is a lot of people call them zillennials.
Oh, okay. Because it's like a
Yeah.
mishmash.
It's an in
Yeah,
between.
because it depends on who you're talking to on if I am or not, but I'm not.
All right, but let's talk about
It's
how Jake
like-
can't drive stick.
Yeah.
Okay.
please.
Back to the real subject here.
So the funny thing
Thank
is,
you, Brady.
the funny thing is about that is when that was brought up, it's like instantly my brain like synapses just fired. I'm like, that's gonna bite me in the ass.
Yeah, and
Should have said that.
So okay,
guess what?
Yeah,
Here it
I
is.
had to do it. I had to feel superior. I'm
and
sorry.
that's completely fine. But
I learned
like,
how to drive stick in the snow in
I
Idaho.
don't remember if this
You know how.
was on the
I am.
recording after the fact of when I said I didn't know how to drive stick. I know how to drive
Cement trucks.
exactly.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
And granted, it's
I
different-
don't know how to
it's
drive.
different gearboxes, it's different shift patterns. It's honestly way fucking easier in my opinion. But
Because it's a diesel engine.
that too. The other thing is with that is what I was taught on was, speaking of Irish car bombs, it was.
I just
Phrasing.
realized that's probably really insensitive, right?
It is super
It is
insensitive.
super insensitive.
We're going to be canceled pretty soon.
Hey, we're flying the flag. We're good.
My freckles say I'm partially Irish. I haven't done a genetic test, but my dad said that I'm Irish partially.
You go, girl.
I believe it.
So with the car that I was taught
So
on,
it's okay.
it was a very old, about to blow up bug. So when I was driving that and the noises this thing made and the smoke that came out of the hood every single time you shifted gears,
Because you didn't know how to drive it.
and oh god,
It's not supposed to smoke.
and how it and granted the bucking
Customer states clutch is smoked.
Right.
Inform customer stick shift.
and
Oh god,
the bucking
that
back,
smell.
yeah, the bucking
yeah.
back and forth did also because I was having a difficult time learning on it. But besides that, I was young. It's before I ever learned how to drive. This was probably like 13, 14 years old that one of my best friends, his psychotic fucking father, who is just an absolute dickbag. He's like, get into the car, you'll be fucking fine. I'm like, is anybody going to show me? He's like, no, fuck it. You're going to go by yourself. And so he threw me into it completely to the wolves. And it's throwing me back and forth. It's making noises. It's smoking. And from that point, nobody ever really, or I was never put back into that situation where somebody that knew how, or a car that has not been beat to absolute shit,
Right.
where I might be able to learn. I still drive customers' cars that are stick. I can't hop out on the
And
street.
burn the shit out of their clutch.
So that's the thing.
Oh god,
In the parking lot. In the parking lot. That's fine. Like first.
Where is Steve Rigby when you need him?
I know.
Right. He would be
pulling on the drive-on racks. You just hear it over there in the corner of the shop. You're like, oh no.
Steve would be popping off right now.
But in the parking lot and all that, I'm fine. First gear, reverse, parking it, that's good. Anything beyond that, I was
feel like
traumatized.
once you're there, like you got it. We'll
I'm
take out
fucking traumatized.
We'll take out the Nissan this weekend.
Can I teach you how to drive stick?
I'd love you to.
Oh man, okay.
We have
If anybody,
We
if
have
I
one
want
in our
anybody
driveway.
to teach me to drive a car, it'd be
It
you
should be me.
And
or Eric.
We all know I'm the expert at driving sticks.
Or you can just come here and I'll
I'm
show
not
you.
driving, not riding.
You know what? I'll choose that, Brady. I'm coming to Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, so no, I don't know if you want that because he's going to be like, look at this California dumbass can't drive the stick.
It's hey, it's small town Texas. There's plenty of dirt roads. No one will see you stall it. No one will hear you. No one will know anything, but the cows will.
Are you guys like hilly
Called you
or
Ellie?
Hilly.
Hilly.
Moo.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because the first. Okay, go ahead. What's up, Mike?
We have to go to break.
Bitch, I'm a
Okay.
cow.
So we're gonna go to break.
Don't say meow.
Meow, meow.
We're gonna
I'm a cow.
have some fun. We're gonna thank our sponsors, and we will be right back with you momentarily. I super promise.
Right now. Right now. What's the first line?
Shut up.
Hi, Mike Serra here from Customer States. If you're searching for the highest quality additives, lubricants, or cleaners for your automotive, heavy equipment, agricultural, or industrial machinery needs, look no further than the Justice Brothers line of products. From lubing your chainsaw, performing a complete fuel system treatment and decarb service on a customer's vehicle, keeping that forklift forking and lifting, or just need a can of that famous JB80 penetrant to persuade a rusty bolt, Justice Brothers has you covered. Travis Ferris of Hit Distributing is not only Southern California's authorized Justice Brothers distributor, but also a great friend of mine. Over the years, Travis has helped me and my dealership with anything and everything we need, including all the lines of Justice Brothers products and even equipment to perform the various services we may need for our specific application. HIT stands for honesty, integrity, and trust, so you know when you contact Travis, that's exactly what you'll get. That, combined with Justice Brothers supplying superior quality automotive products since the 1940s and 75 years in the racing industry, you will have absolutely everything at your disposal to get the job done. Justice Brothers is proudly made in the USA, and they have a satisfaction guarantee or your money back. Justice Brothers has the best quality products over any other competitor, and they'll gladly tell you that themselves. If you live in the Southern California area, call my man Travis Ferris at 805-208-7818. And if you don't, call him anyway and tell him I said thanks. And visit justicebrothers.com to learn more about their complete line of products. Justice Brothers, America's brand for quality.
Welcome back to Customer States Podcast. We
St. Patrick's Day edition.
St. Patrick's Day edition. Yes.
It's gonna be
This episode has been brought to you by Jameson Whiskey.
Yes, Jameson Whiskey and Guinness beer.
Yep. And Bailey's, a little bit of Bailey's too.
And you know what? Actually, speaking of which, there's only a couple of us that are cracking. But Eric, you want to join me right now?
I would love to.
Okay.
Join you,
Well,
Mikey.
here, let's go.
Here, I'll do it with my mouth.
I'm trying to
thank
clank, it didn't
you.
work
A
out.
salute.
But now that I've been here, I
Thank you.
can confirm Mike does have to go to the bathroom on break.
Yes.
It is absolutely true. That key jingle is not a joke. Yes, we have to take bathroom breaks. That's okay.
You know,
I do too. People have seen me jump up off the middle of the YouTube video while you guys are telling your story.
Listen, by the time this episode comes out, I've been drinking for like 6 hours. So,
I mean, it's St. Patty's Day, so
you guys know what's absolutely amazing?
what is amazing?
Our fucking sponsors.
Our sponsors
Oh my
are so
goodness.
They
amazing.
are
Bing,
amazing.
ding, ding.
Thank you
Thank
to our
you.
sponsors, Travis Ferris from Hit Distributing, supplying
Lowridge,
Justice Brothers
Ray
products.
Moon.
Nick Lowridge from Matco Tools. Ray Moon.
for his delicious
El Ranchito
guacamole.
Taco Shop, Lake Elsinore.
Shout out to Dale for the hell of it.
Dale Follett
Who
for
goes
the hell of it.
unpaid for us.
yeah,
And
big
we
shout out
love
to Dale
him.
that I've kind of seen behind the scenes of this. He does a lot of work on here. Big shout out to him.
Dale is going to appreciate this. His website is actually twistedbuilds.com. I had made an error in previous episodes. So
What were you saying?
he pointed out that twice I have said twistedbuildsllc.com,
Oh.
which is incorrect. So strike that from the record.
Just twistedbuilds.com.
It's twistedbuilds.com. You got to go check him
It's
out.
a
You got to say
great
hi.
looking website too. I've checked
Not
it
once,
out.
not thrice, but twice.
It's
Tell him
really
I
awesome.
said thank you. He's great.
And on the Ray Moon, y'all guys need to come down and bring some of that.
It's not.
Oh, we'll put it on ice and we'll
Bring
bring it
it
to
on.
Texas for you.
I'm not a big guacamole guy, but I'll try the rest of it. It sounds so good.
It's not that Tex-Mex stuff you
That's
have
why I
over
want to try
there.
it.
Yeah,
Be something a little
you got to
different.
try this stuff. It's fantastic.
It's different for sure.
Delicious.
So, do we want to take the first bit to let Brady kind of tell us how we got to where he is and all that, like we usually do?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because I want to
Just
talk
like a
about that
background
last
of my
topic.
whole tech experience and what I've done so far.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
where'd
how you
come
got
from?
started, what got you interested in the industry, things like that.
What makes Brady tick?
There's a lot of stuff to make me tick, but we're not going to talk about that. So I started. This is my 7th year. Yeah, 7th year in. I started back in 15. I guess that math's right. I don't know. I can't math. So I started at a small dealership where my dad worked. My dad was actually a tech before I was. He didn't really teach me a whole lot because I don't think he really wanted me into it. He taught me basic stuff like changing oil stuff, maintenance stuff that I should be able to do at my own house. But he didn't really teach me a whole lot past that. I don't really think he wanted me in it. But I worked there for about a year and 3 months. Then kind of got screwed over there with them holding me back at the loop tech position. Didn't want to move me up, I guess, because they didn't want to have me not be a loop tech because they couldn't really find nobody for the pay that they were giving.
Well, when you're a good loop tech, they
Yeah,
don't want to. They don't
Once you're
wanna
good at something, they don't want to move you up. So I got stuck there.
Hi, I've been an administrator for 13
Yup.
years.
So I got stuck there. Ended up leaving. Went to that bigger dealership I was talking about in a much bigger town.
The pie in the sky.
Yeah, that I worked there for 6 months. It did not work out. I was lied to so much by from upper management, and just the things they were doing just did not work out.
Inconceivable.
So then I ended up at Comanche after those 6 months. I've been here for about 5 years. Terry and my dad actually worked together when they worked at another dealership. So that's how I got the in there. And so started there. When I started there, I was underneath Terry, didn't know a whole lot. Learned a whole lot that first year. I was underneath him for a year, and then I got out on my own. And now I'm sitting close to getting my senior master's done. I would have mine done if it wasn't for COVID. Eric.
Oh, yeah.
Sell the bell.
Congratulations. So started there, Work bumper to bumper, gasolines, diesels. I don't work on diesels much since my buddy showed up and he kind of took over the diesel part, which is fine. Our shop's primarily 3/4 tons and half ton and F-150s. So lots and lots of diesel work. So I do just now kind of starting on transmissions. Had a little bit of Mike's help at one point in time.
Oh, nice. He's like troubleshooting.
Yeah, that one was fun.
Help.
Just trying to learn all that, which is really hard in a small dealership because I don't see the volume of them that you see. I'm seeing so many different things. Like I sent y'all guys the video the other day. I had a 3.5 short block I was working on. I was overhauling a 10R140, and I also had a dash out of a Ranger. I was doing all of that. It's completely different things going on all at once.
At the same time.
Yeah, that's like way too many. Like again, I really enjoy my dealership being departmentalized because if I'm pulling a transmission out on a diesel engine that's an 06 6-liter, and then you want me to get into this white Mustang and pull a dash out or whatever, like it's not gonna happen before I go home and take a shower.
Yeah, like you just try to stay as clean as you can. Fender covers work really well on the interior, but I also enjoy that because to me, I don't do the same thing every day. There's no telling what I'm going to get. I could walk in service, I'll say, hey, what's my next job? Here, I need you to do this. And it's completely opposite stuff from what I've been doing, whether it's rebuilding rear differentials, front differentials, working suspension, alignments, interior work, dash pulls, electronics. I'm still learning phasers. Good Lord, I've done so many phasers. I don't even want to talk about those. Those are like the deal. It just kind of sits on a rack over there, and I do it whenever I'm in between jobs. I mean, there's just constant in and out. Yeah, it's just constant in and out. But and those are fun because unlike to some people's deal, I'm hack and I pull the cab on them. So I always have all the old men that walk through and they go, man, I didn't know they came apart like this. And I'm like, well, I mean, we used to just pop the hoods. Now I just raise the whole cab. And it kind of shocks them. It's like they don't understand that at some point in time they have to put the cab on during the assembly. Yeah. And they come apart so easy. Like it's really...
That was wild to me the first time I saw that. Because that's not something
I'll have to send a picture in my shop. There's times where I'll have 2 cabs pulled on F-150s, and the little shop, add-on shop next to us, there'll be 3 more cabs pulled on Super Duties.
Mother of God.
It's just cab pulls all day long over there.
Do your customers walk in back to take pictures?
Oh, yeah. I mean, with it being a small dealership, I know a lot of the customers, like, they'll come out there and talk to me. I don't mind it too much. There's a couple that's like, you need to go away. But most of the time, it's just them being curious and wondering, why am I paying so much for this to be done? Well, here's all this knowledge on this that you don't know. This is so much harder to do than it was back in the day. Here's all these electronics and all this other stuff, and they don't understand it. But now that since they know that they don't understand it, they feel a lot better about paying what it costs and to bring it to a dealership, not a independent. So
100%.
You're paying for that knowledge and experience.
But I read on the forums.
But talking about forums, that's where the Ford Tech forum on Facebook, that helps me out a lot on the transmission side because, like I said, I don't see the volume. So I love going through there and seeing what everybody posts, even though it may be a common thing for everybody else to see. It's not common for me because you may see 2 or 3 of these a week. I see 1 every 6 months. So if it's not common to me whenever it comes in. So if I can go in there like, oh, well, this, I have the same system as this guy. I've seen 4 posts about it. It's the same fix. It's probably going to be this. So it gives me a big jump start, especially on trans work, on what's what and what's out there that's not right.
Well, and there's a huge difference between like the Ford forum.
Oh yeah,
it's 90% tech, 10% outsiders.
There are 0 outsiders in the Ford Technicians forum.
There might be a few Ford spies, but
Ford spies for sure.
Ford spies, if you're listening to this, shout out to y'all. If y'all guys could help us out there a little bit.
Thank you to all my FSEs that listen to the podcast.
Yes.
Please take the heart. Field
service. something I was thinking about, a poll. I was kind of wondering
Field
about.
operations manager.
I
What's
was
that?
thinking about doing a poll. One that I always kind of thought about is, I know you do the polls on
Okay.
Spotify. What if we did one to see what part people work on? Like, are you the mechanic? Are you a shop foreman? Are you a service router? Are you a parts guy? Are you a salesman? I mean, if you want to put the salesman on there.
Are you
Or are
Like
you
a warranty
Are
administrator.
you
What do you
other,
do in the
like just not involved in the car world at all that are listening to this podcast? I'm just kind of curious to see what the percentage of that is.
I would like to know that too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to guess that it is like
80%
75 to 80% tech on that. But even working with Volkswagen, because Volkswagen's warranties are just like wild. There's so much crazy shit. We have our Volkswagen warranty administrator forum on Facebook that we all like. I'm sure there's Volkswagen spies on that. When you guys said that like hit me right here.
Right in the
It
feels.
was like
Did it get you in the feels?
It got me right in the feels. Like and there are so many great people on there. Like I've learned so much. You got to reach out to your community.
It's important to be able to have that sort of friendship. And the one thing that I want to comment about on the Ford Technicians Forum, if we're going to label that, is that sometimes people come on there asking for help, and they're legitimately asking for help and get shot down by a bunch of smart asses, which is going to happen in the social medias, right? However, some people come on there and say, like, I've done this diag, I've done this, I found that. And then they get real answers from people that, want to help.
I treat it like hotline.
To me,
because it works a lot better than hotline does.
Yeah, it does work a lot better.
I've seen some of your guys' hotline answers, thanks to you.
Tech to tech is way better than anything else. I mean, I'm talking to somebody else who's actually seen this problem, not a keyboard person.
Seen it in like also maybe a very like clean, easy like manufactured scenario.
But there's some hotline guys I've actually got on the phone with that aren't that bad. Whenever you can actually talk to them and explain it, but it just takes time to be able to do that. Then it's time to, are you getting paid for it or not? So.
Right.
Oh, shout out to Paul. Paul, my favorite hotline engineer, does not listen to this, but he's been great over the years. Ever since I was a young man.
Hi,
Thank you, Paul.
Shout out to Juan, the best warranty adjuster for Volkswagen. He's the best one. I've literally hung up and called back until I've got him.
Shout out to nobody at CEC. You all fucking blow.
So, of morale, Jake.
Yes.
I want to talk about shop morale.
Okay.
This was another pretty topic of conversation.
Yeah, just something that's open up. I mean, I don't. How do you get it? How do you keep it? Is too much of it too bad? Is too much of it enough?
No. I say no. Well, no. Maybe
a pizza party a month keeps the mutiny away.
You know what? let's actually start on that. Speaking of fucking
this
pizza
is a
party,
really fresh source subject.
God, you opened up a real fresh wound.
So speaking of fucking shop morale, so at our dealership, the Mazda side, we're the redheaded stepchild. We do not.
Which you guys totally shouldn't be because you're the moneymaker.
Correct.
They make more money than Volkswagen.
We outshine Volkswagen every single fiscal year. I saw the numbers a couple of days ago.
Allegedly.
Well, allegedly. Either way, saw the numbers, whether they are right or not. We had close to $4.5 million in sales just in service, and that's all customer pay. That was like barely. That was not including warranty.
Right.
For Volkswagen, it was 1.7.
Wow.
So we were over double.
Hand over fist, literally.
So keep that in mind. We're the redheaded stepchild. We're looked at as the lesser brand, and Volkswagen on service side is always the better.
Volkswagen brings in 5 times more warranty dollars.
So it's free money. But either way, so with it being St. Patrick's Day, the girls/guys up in the office, they're always treated to. The owner will buy them lunch, the office manager / HR personnel or manager
But that's mostly our office manager that's treating us with her own money.
Do you want to tell the story?
I'm sorry, you go ahead. I'm gonna let you go.
Jesus. I'm sorry. sorry, Allie. I'm so
It's
sorry
okay.
you had to experience that.
No,
I feel
no,
attacked.
you do not.
Ooh.
Hey,
No,
baby, it's all right.
you do not apologize to her.
Anyways,
Raise your hand if you felt personally victimized by Jake.
Wow.
How dare you,
I will
Eric?
coddle you after the episode, Allie.
Thank you.
So, number one, do not feel bad for her because she's one of the ones who gets treated awesome when it comes to, oh, would you like me to buy you a $300 lunch from the local deli and you can get whatever the fuck you want?
California's expensive.
Would you
It is
The
expensive.
deli's $300.
Well, yeah. So,
It's not $300. Like,
so either way, so
you tell the story, babe.
the people upstairs, they get lunch bought for them all the time. A bunch of perks, basically, for being close to the owner.
To
His
get
office
paid
is
way
up
less
there.
than you.
Fair enough, but either way, apparently
Getting a little heated.
the story is that somebody allegedly complained
Hi,
this
and welcome
year,
to Customer Station Couple Therapy.
yeah, that they were getting food or whatever the case was for St. Patrick's Day. Don't know who that was. Don't know if the story is true or not. The day before, the owner got a hold of my manager and said, hey, tell everybody there, so parts, sales, the techs, don't bring lunch. We have you covered. We're going to do a pizza, buy the pizza for you guys for St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
So everybody's like, wow, that's awesome. We don't get this. So there was that boost in morale. It's like, usually we're in everybody else's shadow. Nobody cares. As long as the money's coming in, that's about all the praise that we get, if you can even call it that.
Yeah.
So St. Patrick's Day rolls around and we 11:30 rolls around, no pizza. 12 o'clock, no pizza. 12:30, pizza finally shows. And we're like, okay, cool, because everybody's starting to go, 50-60% of my techs have gone. They're like, I got to go to lunch.
Right.
Half of my parts department, I've got to go to lunch. Sales department, same thing. Service, not so much, because unfortunately we're held there against our will because the phones are ringing nonstop. We don't shut down for lunch. So it finally shows, and we see the sales manager on the other side of the dealership carrying like 3 or 4 pizza boxes over to their side for that team. And my manager calls over to parts, usually where they will drop off the pizzas for everybody to go, and just that's the meeting spot. So we have, with writers, techs, parts, and sales, we have about 21 people that were there that day.
Right.
They bought us 2 large pizzas for all 21 people.
That's not going to work out. I thought I could
that's a
match.
fail.
Someone else can't either.
So, and when we,
I don't know
And-
who ordered that.
so, and here, and
Because when we did John's retirement party, I bought 10 pizzas from Costco.
Somebody must
Those
have
are big pizzas.
Yeah.
somebody must have missed like a one somewhere.
yeah.
and keep in mind, these 2 large pizzas, 8 slices per pizza, or 8 slices per pie. So, you've got 16 slices and 21 people. So I got a piece. Few people didn't. Thankfully, a few people went to lunch. But when you go over there and my manager calls the owner's daughter, because she's usually the one that will order per her dad.
Right.
Like, this is what you need to get. You're the one who is going to do the ordering, but this is what I approve, quote unquote. And he calls her and he goes, is the pizza that's in the parts department, is this for the whole side? And she's like, yeah, of course it is. All nonchalant, like, what do you mean that's all there is? And we're not ungrateful, but to have that boost of morale,
You have like
And
4
then-
slices less, 5 slices less than what
right?
the actual number in the
and
shop.
and also to see on the other side, once again, at least 4 pizzas made their way over there, and we only got 2. There was that boost of morale, like, oh my God, maybe they are trying for once, and then it gets shot down.
Right.
And once again, you're fucking reminded, it's like, right, I forgot, we're the fucking black sheep. So it totally fucked my day. It just,
So,
it pissed me off.
to pour some salt in the wound for you, at my dealer,
Hey, that's my job here.
yeah, so pour some salt in the wound there. My dealer, we have a really good owner, Chaz Bear, super good owner, super good guy. I love him to death. He does a lot for us. And over on the Ford side, 'cause there's the Chevy store in town he owns, the Ford dealership he owns. A couple towns over, he owns a Dodge dealership, and then he
I knew
owns,
you were going to say Dodge.
and then he owns
I knew it.
another Cadillac dealership a couple more towns over.
America. Okay.
So what he does is for us is he actually calls in a taco truck. So we
Nice.
get we
Dope.
get a food truck that comes in for like retirement parties, employee appreciation, all that kind of stuff. We normally get a actual food truck that comes in that serves tacos, I think like meatloaf hamburgers and some other stuff. Just kind of depends on what's going on there. My shop's actually really, really good. I love it there. The service manager is top notch. Shout out to Brett Wilson. The reason why I like it there is because it's a smaller dealership. The owner actually lets the service manager be a service manager.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
He's
It's
not
a
micromanaging.
huge difference, especially for like shop morale. Now, there's times like we're laid back. There's times we're a little bit too laid back, but it's something that we have, and
One of the, so to speak.
But he does an awesome job. Whenever he says, if I'm having a rough week or something going on, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I mean, you get bad weeks. And he's like, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Just keep working your ass off. It'll be fine in the end. And every time it is. So I mean, he's on top of it and takes care of his guys to the best of his.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And see,
You're lucky.
Oh yeah,
the
He's on my
shitty.
Yeah, and it's supposed to, it's good.
The shitty thing about our dealership, and Allie started working there basically like very shortly after the original owner, the two sons that took over, their dad.
Oh,
The stories from when it was like how you're talking, Brady, with it being small and family owned and all that good happy stuff. When the father, the original owner, and the stories I've heard, like anything you wanted, always backing you, would rent out a whole entire ballroom at a hotel.
Our Christmas parties are
your
massive.
And
We have
that
amazing
sounds-
Christmas parties.
And that's the thing. It's like everybody talked about, you missed out. It's like when so-and-so was alive, this dealership was crazy. You were appreciated. You were paid correctly. It's like you were appreciated. He passed away and went on to his two sons, and it just went to absolute dog shit.
So I feel like a big part of this conversation is like what you've known before. And like I've been working at this. I used to work at a deli before. I was like,
The deli she gets food from, actually.
yeah, no, that's too expensive. That's like $23 a sandwich.
Oh my
Food
gosh.
Yeah, they raised their prices.
Is it made with gold?
It's run by people
Gold
who like
corned beef.
gold.
What are you trying to say, Jacob?
No, so I feel like a lot of this is your perspective. So maybe I'm just really naive, and I probably am.
And I got to say, that's what I appreciate about you.
But these people have literally seen me grow up.
Yeah.
I was 20 years old when
get
I started working there. So I feel really thankful at the end of the day that I even have a job, and I'm sure Jake feels that way too. But there's those little minutia things throughout when you're working there that is hard to swallow, more hard to swallow for some people than other people.
Right.
And I feel like because of my manager, even though we butt heads from time to time, she takes money out of her own pocket to take care of the people upstairs. And I feel like, okay, so if your dealership isn't taking care of you, maybe your manager is. And like, how much is it on the manager? And then how much is it on you for just waking up and being like in a good mood at the end of the sometimes that's not possible. I get it.
Shout out to Alex for being the best service manager.
And also, it's just how much is your service manager's hands tied? Or your parts manager, or everybody that's over you, how much are their hands tied where they can't do what they know they need to do because they're in the trenches with you? I mean,
or they're limited by their higher ups. It's the same thing over and over and over and over.
And that's where you get into the big dealership versus smaller
the reason
dealership.
why I don't work at a big dealership anymore.
Well, and I had our, what would you call him? Not company liaison, but BC showed up. He's our district rep.
Oh, sorry.
Regional
There's two BCs
supervisor.
if you think about it.
Right. So one of our
so he's
our
like our field operation man, just like you guys were saying.
Right.
He's our parts and service rep from the factory.
Service engineer.
He was there the other day, and he took my service manager Alex up to a
they're
meeting.
tied too. That's the thing.
And he was talking to me about working there at the dealership I'm at right now and a few other things. And I flat out told him, I'm like, I flat out told him, I'm like, one of the main reasons that I am still here is because I respect my manager, and he has stood up for me, and I want to see him succeed. So I know that for a bit, I need to be there because I want to see him succeed. And hopefully at one point that pays back. But it's like, that's the thing. It's like, you have to, the people who earn my respect, I like to pay it back.
Well, yeah, and there's also how the manager a lot of times the managers get paid off of what the dealer makes. So if he's doing stuff that takes away a little bit from his dollar at the end of the month and end of the year, I mean, that's a big thing for him. Then that needs to be something that the techs need to recognize, or the service advisors or whoever needs to recognize, that this guy's actually cares about his people, and he's doing everything he can. So whenever he comes and asks me to do something, even though I don't want to do it, or it may be something that's going to take away my time, like pulling me off to, hey, come program this key. Hey, do this. Hey, I need you to come do this real quick to help out a customer so we have a really good customer relationship. I'm going to go do it.
Yep.
It may pull me off of a job and break up my rhythm that I'm doing on a job, to where I'm not as, whenever I go back to it, it takes me 30 minutes to get back rolling on with where I was at, and I lose a little bit of time. But at the end of the day, it's worth it because I know that he's got my back. So I'm going to have his.
Right.
So, I mean, that's just that's a huge deal.
Hey, Alex, because I know I still don't make enough.
Oh my god!
You're so dramatic. Jake
that's an odd way to ask for a raise.
He's not really the one. If it were up to him, I would have already got.
Let me in on this, Jake. How do service advisors get paid? Because y'all say it's commission. I know, but like, how is y'all's guys' stuff set up for service advisors to get paid and everything?
So you can make a hell of a living as a service advisor depending on where you work. At least where I work, I have a base salary, a chance for 2 bonuses, and a commission base.
Okay.
So he makes a percentage off.
So I make a percentage. So I've got my base that I'm guaranteed, and then I make 2.25% on total sales, and then I have 2 other bonuses I can hit.
Okay.
So you're flagging tech,
No,
right?
Flat rate.
Flat rate. No, you get paid hourly.
I get paid differently. So the way my stuff's kind of, not really. So the way it's set up is we do a draw. So you can either say you want to do flat rate or you want to do draw. So I draw 30 hours of whatever I get paid every week. I get paid that every week, no matter how many hours I run. I get paid that. And then, so in a 4-month week, or a 4-week month, excuse me, that's 120 hours. So anything over 120 hours at the end of the month, I get paid the first day of the next month.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a guarantee. But if I'm screwing off and not doing a good job and all sort of stuff, then whenever it rolls around that last week of the month, they're like, hey, you're 10 hours short of your 120. We're just not going to pay you that 10 hours this week because you haven't been doing your job. But if I'm doing my job and I'm just getting screwed over by warranty after warranty after warranty after warranty, and my manager sees that and knows that there's nothing I can really do about it, then they go ahead and flat and pay for whatever.
Right.
Wow.
So it's kind of like a guarantee that you can lose. And then say you're running 20 hours a week constantly, then they'll just drop your draw to 20. So then you just
the auto
they'll just be like, hey, you've been averaging this for the past 3 months. You've had good work. You've had the work to be able to run hours, and you're not doing it. So we're just going to drop your pay to this a week. And then once you start doing better, we'll raise it back up to 30 or whatever.
Okay.
Do you like that pay structure?
Yes, because it helps out a lot because I know I'm going to get paid every week. Even though I may have a week where I turn 50 hours, I know I'm only going to get paid my 30. But the next week I run 20 because of some bullshit. Because parts on back order, this and that, DIAG and everything, not be able to get to anything. You know how it is.
It's not
my fault. But there's 20 hours of extra carryover from the week before that go on that week. So now I'm still at 40 hours that week. It's mainly shit, but we're not going to get too far into that. So then the next week, I still have 10 hours carryover from the very first week. So then if I have another good week, it keeps rolling. And then if I run 150, I get another paycheck for another 30 hours the first day of the next month.
Oh, okay.
So if I run 200 hours that week, the first day of the next month, I get paid 80 hours.
Wow.
Okay. That's interesting. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that's a completely different pay structure from what we're used to.
So I think we have a new rule that when we have a temp or
I forgot about the box.
So before you get to the box,
well,
new thing when we have a new person on this podcast, we should ask them what their pay structure is.
Set up.
Yeah, I like that.
Is that good or bad? Yes or no? Does that work at all dealerships? Probably not. Does it work at our dealership? Maybe. I mean, it kind of depends on what you have going on and what techs you have. I mean, and you may have a tech you're like, nah, you're going to be flat rate. That's it.
It's all salt to taste, you know.
So it's just, to me, it just gives me more stability in my life of I know I'm getting paid this much. So guess what? I can only spend this much a week. And then whenever I get that bonus or quote unquote bonus, if I have a good month, then it's just that much more.
It helps the budget. It helps
the budget a lot. And I'm not very good at budgeting.
Okay, so we're gonna have to end the show here pretty soon. We're gonna save. Actually, hold on. I want to do one shout out to a listener, Jesus Sierra.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Well, it says Jesus if you can't tell on the board.
It says Jesus.
It clearly is written Jesus.
You're white. You don't know how to pronounce it. It's Jesus.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jesus.
Wait, that's backwards.
Jesus is actually a personal friend of mine. He knew me back from my dyno shop days.
Oh, cool.
And he's a great listener. He loves the show. He sent me a text message yesterday. He's like, "You guys keep me entertained to and from work. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. Can't wait till Friday." So,
thank you so much.
Thanks, Jesus. Appreciate
thank you,
it,
Jesus. Really appreciate it, man.
What's in the box?
So we're gonna get to the box right now.
I don't think you want to know what's in the box, but Eric might.
I definitely want. No, I want you to know what's in my box.
Your light's on.
So this is a box from Dale to us here at the podcast, and I have to sort of haphazardly hand these things out one at a time.
Make sure you show the camera.
Oh,
Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, so
I've been coughing off
first
time.
up
Sorry.
is for Ali.
It's okay.
This is a warranty wizard pink.
Why do you say it before showing us?
Well, I have to show the camera.
I mean, I can see it.
Don't say what.
Okay.
So technically, I'm the first one that got to see it before y'all guys even did.
That is bad.
That's bitchin'.
Oh my god.
That is fucking badass.
That is bitchin'.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna go right next to my cubicle sweet cubicle.
That is
Cubicle
sign.
sweet cubicle sign.
Dale, you're making me want a 3D printer.
Oh.
Wizard doesn't have two Z's. Why does it have two Z's?
Wizard.
Whiz. Like
Whiz.
you're a whiz, WZZ. Whiz.
You've seen it already.
Adorable.
What's that one
that's very
say?
cool.
Oh, I broke mine.
Hand it, Derek.
Hold on, Mike. Didn't pick you up.
Oh, I
on that
love
one.
this. Did you not? What's up,
I
Dale?
didn't pick him up on that one. What
Damn.
Mike said.
Oh, not Dale. Brittany. Sorry. I was thinking about Dale.
Dale, because I know you're going to listen to this. Why didn't you put Queen Diesel?
Yeah, something like that would have been fun.
I love it.
This is cool. Very cool.
That's
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Mazda service cannon. Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Huh? No,
I actually have
either
a
way.
parts cannon.
You do?
Yep.
Yeah, I have
Nice.
several. I have
So
the
do
green
I.
one. I have a glow in the dark one that I use in my room exclusively
blue
for
one.
nightlight. I have an orange one in my stall like Jake has right now. That Jake has actually a custom a 3D printed.
Yeah.
It says Mazda service
Nice.
on it.
Yeah.
Again, you can hit up Dale Follett on his website at twistedbuilds.com. And I got it right again this time.
I really need to get a hold of it.
Um,
My first cannon broke. I kind of knocked it off of my toolbox and
No, well,
shattered.
it's his company name.
I
But it's,
know.
yeah,
That's what I said. If you would have been listening, you would have known that's what I said.
I didn't hear you.
I didn't hear you.
Thanks.
But anyway,
Ladies, you're both pretty.
we're gonna get this show on the road. We're gonna take off. We really want to thank you guys for listening. We're
And
gonna
Brady.
and Brady again. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being such a great part of the
Thank you
show.
for having
Yes.
me on.
And
I've been listening for a while now, and I
Absolutely.
really appreciate what you guys do to bring the community together and kind of give us that feeling that we're not alone in all this bullshit. So
Yeah.
I
We
can't agree
appreciate
with
it,
you
man.
more. That's literally the way that this thing started. Was
Yeah.
we can all commiserate over a hilarious laugh and a beverage of any sort that you want.
Yeah.
You're a wizard, Ali.
I'm a wizard.
You're a Christian, Harry.
Ew,
Okay.
no.
It's a
We-
long-running joke,
Christians are fine.
and it has nothing to do with religion. It's a joke.
Oh, okay.
So
Allie.
we want to
Allie.
thank all of our listeners. We want to thank everybody in the studio, and again, our guest Brady Wiedebush, and I hope I pronounced that right. I'm sure you can set it straight for the record. Okay, good, great. We butchered it so many other times. Just want to make sure that we got it right the first time.
I'm used to it by now.
Brady feed the bush.
Well, Megan totally helped me out with that. She's like, weed a bush.
Yeah, she went from a Jones to a Wiedebush, so she kind of had to change a lot of. Yeah, she had a great time with that.
There are so many letters in that
There
name.
are 10 letters. And I had to learn how to spell that in pre-K.
From Alderichus.
And in the
I love
second
that
grade,
joke.
we had a spelling contest that the bonus question was like a sentence, and it normally involved a student's name. I have a twin sister, and so they got Wiedebush 2 weeks in a row.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Okay, so anyway, you can check us out on Twitter and Instagram at customer_states. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/customer states podcast. You can email us at customerstatespodcast@gmail.com, which is also just happens to be our PayPal. Send us your voice memos, your listener mails, your topic ideas, suggestions, anything you want to say to us. If you want to correct Jake or I on something that we got wrong,
Fuck you.
we love that. Please bring it. Also,
Or if you'd like some free therapy, I'm always here as a punching bag.
I cannot thank Dale Follett enough
Yeah,
for
thank
everything
you,
that he
Dale.
does for our
Thank you,
podcast.
Thank you.
And I will get it correctly again. Twistedbuilds.com.
Yes.
Also, Norman Glazier, he produces
Stovo
fine
Metalworks.
metalworks such as this. You can find him on Instagram at StovoCore_metalworks.
Metalworks.
That's STOVOKOR_metalworks. Or you can email him at maxnorm@hotmail.com. And yes, that's correct. It's Max
Max
with
with
two
two
X's. And
Softcore.
if you tell him that you heard about him from our podcast, Customer
Not
States,
triple X.
you will get 10% off of almost everything that he has.
Almost.
Well, except for
It's
the
up to
kitchen
you
sink.
to find out.
Yeah, it's up for you to find out. You gotta hit him up and ask him.
Hey,
let's-
Norm, you need to get on here.
Oh, that's
I am so interested to hear him on here.
well.
Yes.
He's an avid listener as well. He'll respond.
Once again, thank you to Dude Wipes.
Oh yes, Dude Wipes is great.
yeah, I use Dude
wait.
Wipes every day.
Oh,
What's
they-
happening?
Are y'all sponsored
Sponsored
by
by
Dude Wipes now?
Oh, you should be. Oh man.
When did this
I was like, because I have
Dude.
some in my truck that I keep there all the time. They work great.
Yeah.
They're in my
Yeah.
shooting bag. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
What are we
Big
doing?
Wipes big cleanup.
It's a
little
boy
price.
thing. Stop.
All right.
This is my one chance
Anyways,
to be a boy.
I'm
Leave me alone.
trying to read the outro
I
credits.
just don't understand how that
Let's not talk
happened.
about butt papers right now. Okay.
It's okay.
Shit tickets.
More butt paper.
Okay. Shit, I lost my spot. Oh, we have a
Shit
website.
tickets.
Yes.
We have a website. It's customerstatespodcast.com, and you can find out about us. You can see pictures of us. Eric's pictures are coming soon, and his bio is coming soon.
Yes.
You can find #Sellabell. You can find our half price stickers. You can even find links to all of our sponsors, including Dale and Norm and Nick and Ray and everybody. It's great times.
It's a podcast pooch.
Yeah.
Podcast
Oh,
pooch.
hey, Beans.
Koto's back.
And I don't think I forgot anything. Anchor.fm / Customer States Podcast. That's also where you can support us if you want to, or if you want to start your own podcast, please feel free to do so.
Support us on PayPal.
Buy us some booze.
And I think we're only missing one thing. So, and with that, we say,
Oh yeah, Allie's feed pics for $50.
no, that's different. That's a different one.
That's another one.
And with that, we say,
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Brady got in there. Do it one more time.
Love
Brady.
you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
You should say it too.
Love you.
Hi, this is Mike Sarah from Customer States. Matco Tools is one of the best tool companies in the industry, and Nick Lowridge is one of the best Matco tool distributors. Nick can get me anything I need for the shop or for at home. From oil drain pans to beef jerky, Nick's got what I need on tap. Nick works in the Thousand Oaks, California area, and you too can get whatever you need by calling him at 805-796-7323. And if you're not in that area, call him anyway and tell him you heard about him from the Customer States podcast. And then you can hop on to matcotools.com and find a Matco Tools distributor near you. Matco Tools. Service, trust, results.